Hey everyone, it's Diane and welcome to the New Black Sewing Studio. Today we're going to show you a couple ways to sew on patch. Here is a bigger patch that we're going to sew on the back of this black hoodie, and here is a smaller one that we're going to make into a patch pocket on the front. They're both donated by Miss Happy Pink, and below you can find the link and how to win these free fun items at the end of our video. So for the first step to sew the patch pocket onto the front, what we're going to do is shape the patch into your desirable shape. So what I did is I started with a square patch and then I rounded off the corners with scissors. And then the next step is to sew a 1/4 inch basting seam around the whole bottom part of it. So after you've sewn the 1/4 inch round, all the basting stitch all the way around, what you're going to do is pull the basting threads, so leave the basting threads long, until you get a shape like this. What that does is it will turn the edge in for you, so when you go to press it, it will turn in for you, and then you'll easily be able to edge stitch it down. So I'm just going to work this until it looks like this. So now that I've pulled the basting threads out and I have this nice curve, I'm going to press it down on my stitching line. So I'll get a nice flat corner for me to sew down later. Alright, so now it's all pressed down, and I also did an extra 3/8 1/4 inch of a press down on the top so that it has a nice finished edge. So what I'm going to do now is edge stitch or stitch on the very edge of this fold just together so that it's a nice seam finish, and then we're going to attach it to the jacket. So now I just trim the extra threads. So the next step is to place it on the shirt or jacket or whatever, wherever you want. So I'm deciding to place it on the left breast. So I measured a few inches up from the bottom of the armhole and then centered it into the front panel. So I'm going to place it right here, and then I'm going to pin it in place so when I sew it, it lays correctly. And then I'm basically just going to edge stitch it. So when you're sewing around the corners and you're trying to move all this fabric around, what I like to do is place the needle deep into the fabric like so, using my hand gadget over here, and then adjusting it by lifting the presser foot and just adjusting the needle to where you want it to go. So now that I've adjusted the fabric and adjusted the position of my needle, I can just keep going, and it just smooth as a straight line. And I will finish it with a back stitch. Forward, and I think we'll have a patch pocket. Just like that. Alright, so now we're going to do the back Miss Happy Pink patch on. And what we're going to do is a more edgy look. So what I did was cut into a square, and we're going to leave the edges raw. But to prepare it, I pulled the extra fraying threads over so there's nothing going to get caught in the sewing machine. And then I'm going to center it, so I'm matching it with the hood center to the center of the patch on the upper back. And then what I'm going to do next is just pin it in place, and then we'll be ready to edge stitch it or zigzag. Alright, so I have my patch and jacket ready to sew. So first I lined up my needle to my patch, and then next we need to change it to a zigzag, because we're going to do a wide zigzag all the way around to basically finish the edge while attaching it to the jacket. So on mine I have to switch it to a 10. Number 10. It's different for every machine, so just look at what your machine manual says. And then to increase the size of it, I will change the length of the stitches. So now we're going to go ahead and do the zigzag. You're gonna also want to remember to, when you zigzag, getting both the patch side and the fabric side so that you're finishing the patch. Hold my needle down. And then just go around all the edges like this. And then when you get to the corners, you'll do like the last tutorial says, you leave the needle in, pull up the fabric and twist it, and then adjust to where you want to start in the next direction. And then pull your presser foot down, and then go ahead and go. Last one. Finish those threads. Take out our pins. Most people take out the pins while they're sewing, but they weren't in my way, so. And then we have our beautiful back Miss Happy Pink patch. Alright, so now we have the front pocket patch on the front of the jacket. And on the back, we have the big patch. So if you want to win these free giveaways, just read the blog below. Our first of many sewing tutorials that are on How To Tuesdays. This is our Patch Pocket How To Tuesday. Follow our blog and see the rest of them.